All right, here we go. NFC three-word game. Let's start Rams. McVay's the way. Listen, they lost some really good pieces. They lost their best offensive lineman and their best pass rusher. You trust Sean McVay. He's built the best culture, in my opinion, in the NFL. I'm going to trust him. They got 8 draft picks, none in the first, none in the second. In Sean we trust. Niners, Trey's Bay now. They upgraded at corner and at safety. Let's see what works. It's not a quarterback-centric offense. I think he's a raw prospect still, but I think Shanahan is one of the great scheme coaches, or perhaps the best in the league, so here we go. Cardinals, Murray up offense. Listen, they re-signed James Conner and Zach Ertz. They're also going to get DeAndre Hopkins back. Listen, there's some drama with him. You got to re-sign him. What were you before him? What are you now? You're an ascending franchise. I know he's difficult. That guy in Green Bay is too. It's a quarterback league now more than ever. Re-sign him. Seahawks. Legion of whom? Yeah, it's a 28th ranked defense. They've made changes on the staff last several years. Now it's Drew Lock at quarterback. I don't know what they are. I think they're Atlanta of the Pacific Northwest. They've got a couple of nice pieces. They're moving Bobby Wagner. I think they should draft a quarterback. 9th pick, I'd take Malik Willis. Packers, not Adams' family. Devontae Adams is gone, and so now it's Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, and Amari Rodgers, who is a rookie out of Clemson, who's kind of a return guy. It's not great. And they draft late first round. I would trade those 2 picks to get somewhere in the top 15, seriously, and try to hit a home run at wide receiver. Because they really, they don't have the cap space. Aaron Rodgers is a 13.5% cap hit. They don't have a lot of space. Vikings, the MINNE-SO-SO Vikings. Listen, Zadarius Smith and Hunter have 70 sacks in 4 years. I do think, I will say this, they have an offensive coach. Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins, if not at odds, weren't great together, didn't mesh together. The winner this year is Kirk Cousins. New contract, new offensive coach. Bears, taking the Fields. Justin Fields, it's your team. They lost key pieces, Khalil Mack defense, Allen Robinson offense, and they've only got one receiver, Darnell Mooney, who had over 500 yards. Let's see. It's a weak division. I'm interested. I don't know how good he is. He's big, he's athletic, and he's got a heck of an arm. Let's see. Lions, Goff and running. DJ Chark and Amon-Ra St. Brown from USC. He's got 2 good young receivers. I don't think offense is their problem. They couldn't stop anybody. I think their offense is okay. I would not draft a quarterback. I would go get, if I could, a pass rusher. Somebody solve that defense. But, Jared Goff doesn't have a great record without Sean McVay. But in the end, when I watch them play, I don't think Goff is the issue. They are literally, they played pretty hard against really good teams. They have no depth and no defense. Buccaneers, Brady back ribs. That was awful, but we just thought we'd play with that. Listen, you know what Tom does. Tom's back. Recruiting's back. They'll be really good. Russell Gage, if you've not seen him from Atlanta, because you don't watch Atlanta games, pretty good player. He'll be their number 3 receiver behind Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Cameron Braid at tight end, maybe Gronk. He's a good player. Falcons, an empty nest. Listen, they're tanking. They have massive dead cap Matt Ryan money. Marcus Mariota is actually fun to watch and can win games. He is just a guy that's a little bit brittle. Saints, Winston, lose some. The Saints are going to go with Jameis Winston, and there are obviously some limitations with Jameis Winston, but it's not a good quarterback draft. They don't have the pick. He is productive. The question now, Sean Payton's gone, defensive coach, now the head coach. How's it work? My guess is not particularly well. Panthers, on the prowl. Well, they could still trade for Baker Mayfield. That's the rumor this morning. Good luck with that. They're paying Sam Darnold. I think you tough it out, see what you can do for a year. Cowboys, boys lose toys. Cedric Wilson, Amari Cooper, Lyle Collins, Randy Gregory, Connor Williams. I know it's a bad division, That is a lot of ammo and a lot of physical talent. Not been a good season, off-season for Jerry Jones. Eagles, glass half fill. Hassan Reddick is one of the really good pickups, a linebacker. Jalen Hurts got you to the playoffs. They have 3 high first-round picks. My takeaway on these picks is I wouldn't go quarterback. I'd get a receiver. I'd go offensive line. Keep your eye on Philadelphia. Glass half fill. Commanders, Wentz upon time. All right, I like Carson Wentz better than America. Big, strong, and athletic. Mistake prone. Say it again. If Derek Carr doesn't make the greatest throw of his career to Hunter Renfrow, they make the playoffs. I'm going to take him to win the division. At the chagrin of every reasonable person in America. Finally, Giants, Jonesing for change. Listen, I don't think Brian Daboll, I think he wants to draft a quarterback. But the owners who reached for Daniel Jones are going to give him another chance. My problem with Daniel Jones is, it's just I feel like I've hit the ceiling, and I don't like what I see from the ceiling. I feel a little bit that with Tua. I'm seeing the ceiling. It's not high enough. But the Mara family, Brian Daboll, they're going to have to give him a year, see if he can elevate him. You keep your fingers crossed if you're a fan of the Big Blue. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.